What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 48 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Karl Franz campaign. So as we saw last time, Kurt Heldenstradt and Gavin Pfeiffer attacked the Isle of Wights, destroying the Vanaheimlings that occupied it, and are now ready to either sit here and try to do something about Ivor Bloodeater, like for example try to ambush him, or directly siege Conquata and see if they can take out the Chaos Knights and various other units that they have there. It would be a pretty tough battle if in fact we do fight it. Still, that may be something that we may want to get into. More importantly, perhaps, than that is that Grimgor decided to sort of fall for Nud's ambush. At the very least, he is close enough now so that we should be able to attack him this turn, which looks like it'll be a pretty fun battle, and possibly a pretty darn difficult one as that, which is always a fun thing. Grimgor's only at level 16, though to be fair, that's still higher than Nud at this time, as he spent a long time in getting here. But fortunately, he'll be able to get a lot of XP out of all of these battles that are coming up shortly. Now, the first thing that we want to do for Nud is put Theon and his army there, and we'll get a decent amount of mileage out of him. And we are still in range of Grimgor. Beautiful. And we're probably going to pop into Trench's stance for the missile resistance, if nothing else, as well. It's still better than regular stance. And we'll be fighting in a little bit. Let's do a little bit of admin and stuff to spread that out. And Karl, if you could take out Azag, that would be swell. Rupert, go try to block Azag so that he can't run away. Kind of hard to say whether he tried to, but might as well. Ah, success. Very nice. And we... He can still go really far despite being blocked, eh? Well, a shame, but it is what it is. We might as well also turn off the Council of Electors while we're at it, just for this. And Karl, attacky.
No peace, just war.
No peace, just war indeed, my friend. And no, he will not run. Beautiful. So this is the end of Azag the Slaughterer, and it is also the end of the Bone Rattlers faction. Lovely. A little tiny bit of damage, and we stole his Executioner's Axe. Amazing. One of the best pickups we could have possibly gotten because of the Sundering attacks in combination with the weapon strength increase. It's a very nice item, and melee attack -5 is relatively negligible. We're going to take part in captives. And it may not be as good as a Runefang, but it's pretty up there. Bone Rattlers destroyed. Karl, you can now go back into March stance and move to Uskalak, where you will heal up, and then next turn head towards all of these territories. Kind of hard to say whether we will stop to conquer them, or whether we want to just move as fast up here as possible to try to take a few territories just to trade them to the Urson Revivalists to make sure that they survive. I'm kind of inclined towards that, though if we can reach Karak Vlag here in one round, though it probably isn't the case, we would have probably stopped by there, but probably Tribe Slaughter through to Stormvrak Mount, see if we can trade it to them. Ideally. I would just love it for them to survive. And we also do need to get Karl down here to deal with whatever the heck is going on down here, but obviously we have our priorities for now. Anyway, that was Karl. Let's see who else needs to move. Gregor, you continue staying here, my friend. Just continue guarding the shore against the possible attacks from these guys. You still have the Stonebreaker, eh? Wait, is Gregor still one of our Elector Counts? Yes, he is still the Elector Count of Talabekland. But that's mostly because we don't have an army currently for the Knights of the Blazing Sun, which we will, mind you, but until we do, I guess he can just keep as he is. Alrighty, that's fine. At least it's fine for now. And just to double check, we took away your patrol captains, right? Because you don't need them. No, okay, good. Technically, you don't really need the Scarecrow banner either. Yeah, just lose that, and the Charm Shield. If we have to give him back some items later on, we will do so. Now, that was you, Wolfram Custerman. Well, let's move you out towards Zicket. He has taken Nuja, whatever, and we're going to move towards it. And there's a very decent chance that one of these guys will get ambushed if we do this. But nonetheless, I think we're going to risk that. Owen Denizen and Wolfram, you will move forward both in March stance. And we're just gonna hope that whatever ambush happens, that it fails. Alright, we'll see if Icket tries this. And if he doesn't, well, then we just move towards Nuha and take it, and it'll be ours. Lovely. Who's up next? Recruiter, you are still recruiting for a while yet. Gotta get Boris's army up and running, and Boris, just stay here and wait. Though I guess we can have you channel in the meantime so that you actually have mana for when you need it. Also, before I forget, we do need to get the wizard up and running here. So, discipline versus tough. Let's go with disciplined. And then you, Theodoric, are going to join Volky here. And you have a lot of points as well, nice. Let's get you Studious Pupil, Fireball, Kindle Flame, Sword of Ruin, Cascading Fire Cloak. Let's see how many points we can apply here. Burning Head is okay, but I'd really prefer Piercing Bolts. I don't see the Burning Head being super useful in Volkmar's army in particular. Alright, let's do this. Then, we definitely want to get Scouting maxed out. Then, we also want to try to go to improved scrying techniques, but I feel like perhaps... I mean, we would get there. What do we have here, by the way? Further study, Winds of Magic cost 8% for all spells, which is quite nice, and untapped potential. Yeah, this entire tree is pretty good, so let's do this. Increase the reserve capacity for the army, I guess. And you know what, let's do 2 and 2. Further study and further study. Now, you know what, let's go 1 more point in Piercing Bolts. Like so, just because I use the spell too much. And then we'll try to go improve scrying techniques. Gotta get more and more magic item drop chance everywhere we can. And this guy will level after all. Anyway, let's continue. Actually, before I forget, Arndt, go take Xandri, please. 5,000 gold colonization cost, but it will complete the province. Colonize. Nice. And we'll go into Council of Burgomeisters immediately. Let's upgrade you, and I guess we can hold off on the rest of the upgrades here until we're ready. We also don't need this building here, and we can replace it with something more useful. Arndt, you are also no longer necessary. Costing us money, though to be fair, it isn't much money. I don't see why we would keep you right now.
Into the wild.
Let's delete him. Like so, and then we'll move towards El Haik and whatever afterwards. Well, when we declare war on them, I mean. Anyway, Volkmar, you're heading out to Vulture Mountain, yes? Yes. Now, this might be auto-resolvable, depending. We shall see in a bit. Especially with Luther Grauber helping out. And yeah, close victory, yeah, this should be auto-resolvable. So let's do this, and then we'll move Grauber in, and then we may pay no further mind to the Greybeard's prospectors. No campaign can ever be complete without the destruction of this filthy faction. Alrighty. Another good kind of filthy. Alrighty, let's auto-resolve it. Yes, yes. Not worth it to bother with them, and occupy the place, and Fencer's Blades for Luther. Hey, we got a student that time. Conrad Immelschilder, you are in this... Yeah, okay. Just gotta remember that we have you with items. And then province secured. Enemy killed in battle, yada yada. You can... I was gonna hope to pop a few of these units into Volkmar's army, but we can do it next turn. It's fine. You don't need this, and you certainly don't need this, and we will pop you into Council of Burgomeisters, and then we will build stuff up next turn. Beautiful. Alrighty, how is Arkan looking? Yeah, he does have some units here. Ooh, that's a decent army. That's a very decent army. I'd be very concerned with Volkmar's army and fighting that, in fact. Could be quite fun, though. You have 2 level ups. I just want to check if you have anything really, really good right now, but I feel like we have everything that's really, really good. So, yeah. We do have the access to the time of peace and the time of war and whatnot. Charge bonus increase slightly, but that's kind of meh. Weapon strength increase, Vampire Counts, Vampire Coast, and Tomb Kings. I am tempted to go for the decree against the undead. It also does make sense for Volkmar. But the thing is, the only thing I don't like about that is the undead will be dead. Well, dead. Dead for good long before chaos will be. As in, once we're done with these Tomb Kings, and I guess the Sentinels, then there will only be the Awakened left and while the Dread Fleet, but there really isn't that much of them compared to Chaos, which I expect we'll be fighting for quite the while yet. You know what, let's wait on it. If we also get, like, one of the Vampiric Awakenings for the endgame scenario, then that'll prove a lot more valuable as well. Anyway, Bernhardt, you're good? Wait, are you good? Did I lie? You should be recruiting for the Reichsmarschall, but maybe we can wait until next turn. Also got to keep double-checking the Empire captains, because we got to get some Reichscaptains to follow the Reichsmarschall. And, yeah, still no good Amber Wizards, unfortunately, but we'll get better ones later. Alright, Helmut, you can stay where you are. Gotrek and Felix, stay where you are as well. How many more turns until you're up? Until you're gone, rather, 13? Yeah, it's fine. And Balthazar Gelt, yes. So you... you're going to need to march stance as far as you can go out here. You'll have to deal with this little army here. Most likely it'll take out Verdanos, but you should be able to reach them in a round, so shouldn't be that big of a deal. Also, we are going to replace your warrior priest, who now, let me guess, can't leave this army? Yeah, okay. The next turn, I guess. Just gotta remember to put him somewhere else, because he is a tough one. And maybe we'll put him in our main army, and by main army I mean into the Reichsmarschall's army, possibly. Also, we're gonna get these two Empire captains going southward towards Volkmar. Away you both go.
It is time.
Then we're gonna go to Allied recruitment, and we're gonna go to Kurun. And we're going to get one unit of Pegasus Knights specifically for Balthazar Gelt. I'd prefer Royal Pegasus Knights, obviously, but we won't have access to them for quite a while, I imagine. So let's just do these, and then we can replace them later on. I feel like it'll be nice for him to have his little personal guard of Pegasus Knights. I'll just call them Imperial Pegasus Knights instead. Just pretend. Alright, let's keep going through the rest of this. We'll move everybody else, we'll leave the buildings, then we'll attack with Nud. Marcus, you need to do this. Go into encamp stance, and then move up to the edge of this territory.
On the trail.
I wonder if this guy's gonna attack you. Looks like Mazdamundi is unlikely to be able to reach you, so we are going to, in fact, delete these 4 Empire Archers. And we're going to replace them with 4 Huntsmen. This guy very well could attack us, with 4 units missing. You know what, just in case, let's apply the points, because who knows. Well, telescopic aim would be really nice for you personally, and frankly, same for sleight of hand, but sure and true will be a buff for everybody around you, so I think I'd rather put the point into focused shot, so that we can then get sure and true next turn and keep buffing everybody up. There is also Pistol Core that we have to upgrade, and then we have to try to move towards Hunter's Snare and Hunter's Trap as fast as possible. Though Impervious to Attack and the rest of these might be something we want to go for as well. Anyway, Kalara, Fleet Finger, because we want Prey of Anathrema to stop enemy units as much as possible. You have Ballistics Calibration and Extra Powder. What else would be good for you? Or at the very least, ooh, Missile Strength for the entire army? Yeah, let's go Missile Strength for the entire army. Alright, and we still do want to get increased mobility and a bunch of other stuff here, but, well, there are priorities. Next up, you, Hertwig van Hal. A retinue trainer is faction-wide, so we might as well get it even if it isn't a major buff or anything like that. And then lastly, Wolfheart's Hunter Roderick Longhi. I still haven't decided between these two. On the one hand, my vow is quite nice, and probably better than Blinding Majesty and the debuffs that it offers. On the other hand, I really don't like how it has 2 useless traits, like Share the Feed, Vigor Loss Reduction for cavalry units in the army. Who cares? It will literally do nothing for us. And same with Banish the Damned. Kind of useless. Holy Light is okay, but Kara Aura Leadership Effect +6, who cares? I do like the Leadership Aura increased size by 100%, but at the cost of Weapon Strength 30. So really everything here, minus possibly Storied Hero and My Vow, is kind of garbage, whereas here everything's at least somewhat useful, but at the cost of getting the worst trait, even with the debuffs. So I do feel like this is probably better, but for now I think we'll just keep moving towards Foe Seeker. Grail Banishment. What are the degree to which this actually debuffs everything? Maybe we should go just pick this and do it. I'll think about it. Let's go Deadly Blade and Foe Seeker and then Blade Shield. We do want to get him Deadly Onslaught after all. And Blade Shield, more melee defenses. He does have to take a lot of hits for the rest of the team, being the only melee hero. Anyway, you're good now. And, okay, you know what? There's probably more armies to move, but I feel like I've done enough talking for now. So let's actually attack with Nud here. Grimgor. 'Tis time, at last. Minus one thing, you lack items. So before the fight, we are actually going to give you some. Now, you have Banish. What is giving you Banish? Is it from this? Or possibly Panther's Purge? Something's giving you Banish. Spell resistance, but, huh. Wait, no, actually, what's giving him Banish right now? I am not sure. But I don't want to take away Banish because it's a contact effect. Which means we probably can't give him another contact effect, so that leaves the Executioner's Axe, unfortunately, out. You know, let's just give him a Giant Blade for now. We'll figure out what exactly we want him to have later on, and then just give him some armors and stuff. Fencer's Blades will actually increase his melee defense, which he might actually need more than this. You know what, let's go for Fencer's Blades for now. Potion of Healing has to go to one of our other lords. You can... you're not as infantry heavy as one of our other lords that might want to make better use of the Helm of Discord, so maybe not that. Talisman of Endurance is being saved for, I don't remember who, but somebody I'm sure. I'll just give you some stuff, like so. Dawnstone, physical resistance plus 15, not so bad. And you don't need the Terrifying Mask of E. Aldebras, you don't need the Potion of Strength. Let's give this to you. Alrighty. And you know what? Considering the Potion of Strength, maybe we lean further into it and just give you the Ogre's Blade rather than the Fencer's Blades then. Like so. That'll make you do more damage. Alrighty, we'll obviously retool that as we go, but for now, not super important. Claude Ivan could probably have items as well, but I'm too lazy, so let's just move on in. Pyrrhic Victory, according to this, the reinforcements, the enemy Waaagh isn't super crazy or anything like that. We do have to be wary of the Grimgor's Waaagh ability, however. That's a massive amount of buffs to everybody. And the major threats here are going to be the two giants, probably the Goblin Rocklobbers, if we can't delete them with our various artillery pieces, and of course the trolls. Looks like a fun time, Nud. Hopefully you can do it. Here we go. Alrighty, you know what? It will be done. It absolutely will. Nud and the Knights Panther, they've been waiting for a good battle for far, far too long, and I think by the looks of it, this one's gonna be a good one. Lots of enemy units, we got a Waaagh, we got giants and trolls, and plenty of cav for the Knights Panther to show their cavalry superiority against, considering they have all that anti-large bonus. This is an exciting time. Alrighty, we do have a pretty nice position here that we have our artillery on top of a slightly elevated hill, and same thing for all of our units of handgunners. Then we have our little half circle here of halberdiers protecting the rest, and then all of our Knights Panther behind. We have this massive hill here, and I was considering putting the artillery up here, though the cannons wouldn't have worked, even if the Fire Rain or Hellstorm batteries did. That's okay, though. Besides, leaving this like this means that the enemy will probably send up its cav this way, which will allow us to counter it with our with our various units of cav across an open field, which will give them time to charge, and it'll leave this relatively protected flank as it currently is. Anyway, our Hellstorms are going to start working on the enemy infantry, though it's not the infantry, and that is the biggest threat in this particular army, while our cannon will be targeting one of these giants and trying to do as much damage as it can before they get to our battle lines. Looks like the enemy is going to try to do the dance to try to avoid the shots from those rocket batteries, but one of the great things about the, well, one of the many great things about the rocket batteries is that they're so inaccurate that it's very difficult to do the dance properly and actually dodge them, as the AoE is very significant anyway, and more likely than not they'll still hit your unit or hit a unit that's beside the unit that they're going for anyway. So, yeah, it's nice either way. And hello, looks like the first charge of the battle will be going to the enemy. The Durkit Squigs, Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, are going to go directly for the Djinn Guard, which are guarding our flank here, beside the cliffside, and are led by Nud himself against all this. There we go. Hey, he looks pretty nice with the Knights Panther Warhorse, and yeah, it's probably the Knights Panther Warhorse that's actually giving him the banishment, because all the Knights Panther have banishment. I just couldn't find where the trait was given to him. In addition to that, anyway, we also have the other Knights Panther who are about to charge Force Goblin Spider Riders, Snotling Pump Wagons, and Night Goblin Squig Hoppers here, while these guys charge away at the Snotling Pump Wagons here. All that anti-large. And we specifically built this army to be lots and lots of anti-large units to specifically deal with orcs. We built this army to do this, so they damn well better perform. Alrighty, well, those Snotling Pump Wagons are going to break apart very quickly. They are now broken and have lost a lot of their HP. Otherwise, it looks like the Durkit Squigs have failed to move through the Djinn Guard here and are now going to retreat. The rest of the army is still moving in. They are also still taking damage from our fire rain rockets, and we did a little bit of damage to the Savage Giant, but considering it's been taking shots for like a full minute from that cannon, that's really not all that much. Otherwise, we got our other units of Knights Panther fighting in the background here, the Panther's Claws against the Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, and the Limburg Nobles fighting the Snotling Pump Wagons with Spiky Rollers. Although I gotta point out, the Spiky Rollers are doing pretty good here. They've done a decent amount of damage, even if they haven't killed a lot of models. The Force Goblin Spider Riders, however, getting absolutely decimated. And either way, every single one of these units should have the superior position. Those poor little Spider Riders, they're so close to the ground. I have to wonder whether this is a major disadvantage or a major advantage. I would imagine disadvantage, because in fact these guys are so small that that the horses could probably just stomp on them. But they could also attack the horses from below, where it might be difficult. I don't know, hard to say. But I feel like knights would be aiming fairly low with the lances anyway, as they would be trying to go after infantry, but the spiders in particular are very low to the ground. The goblins riding them, however, are at a massive disadvantage, as they're just bound to take a lance to the chest. But yeah, it's really the spiders that I'm curious as to whether it's good or bad for them to be in that situation. Anyway, it looks like our Knights Panther have won on both flanks against most of the enemy infantry, and here come more enemy units. 1, 2, 3 full units of trolls charging the Djinn Guard, who are going to have to hold, and the giant is here, or at least the first giant is here, and the second one's on the way, and Grimgor about to follow suit as well. Alrighty, let's watch and see if the Djinn Guard can manage to survive this. We will reinforce them with a few more units of halberdiers here, but it's still dangerous. Also, all of our handgunners are targeting that giant up there. And hopefully we can knock it down, especially with Claude Ivan the Crazy helping out. And we're also debuffing these guys a little bit. Theon is hovering overhead, popping a Helm of Discord, and then later on we'll be using the Curse of the Midnight Wind on the enemies as well. Or more possibly the other way around, I don't remember. Anyway, it looks like the first of the enemy giants is just about done. It looks like Nud took care of him personally and will be moving towards the other giant and whatever here is left as well. The Jin Guard are still holding and are now being reinforced with additional halberdiers, though the enemy is certainly dishing out damage to them. And the main portion of the battle is here on the flank where the Jin Guard are responsible. Alright, otherwise, though, the battle is definitely going in our favor. Grimgor is finally moving in, and we're going to have to get Claude Ivan the heck out of there before he gets ripped apart. Though on the bright side, with the enemy having committed most of their forces to the melee fight, we can now commit the rest of the Knights Panther to the battle, who are going to surround, kill the enemy trolls, and prevent the runners from coming back, as well as prevent all those archers from firing as well. Now, this battle feels like it's been going on for a while. Yeah, straight 5 minutes. Very nice. Ah, you gotta love SFO. I feel like this battle would have been over in like 2 minutes. Maybe. In vanilla. Yes, fight for your right to live, but don't do it too quickly. Alright, oh my lord, Grimgor is a big boy. Look at this guy. Ah, the biggest lad in all the land. He is getting hurt by the handgunners, though, as well as surrounded by halberdiers. And I see some crazy loons spinning away. The Jin Guard's still holding, but obviously they're taking on Grimgor and all the enemy elites, and they're by far the most damaged here. But they've got a lot of kills on him, especially considering it's mainly enemy Lord units that they're fighting. Finally, we have moved all of our Knights Panther into the back line of the enemy. They've caught the enemy archers and trolls and are preventing them from returning. And then we got more Knights Panther that are moving in here and are going to have their own little fight against the Waaagh reinforcements, preventing the Waaagh from joining the rest of the army and helping them out. And there we go. And the Knights Panther may be anti-large, but between their area attacks and the banishment they have, they should still be able to take care of units like the regular Orc boys without too much trouble. Otherwise, the bounce power is dropping significantly. We can see all those units routing or shattering, and in fact, Grimgor down to about 25% HP will decide to run as well. Man, is he gigantic. Huh. I want to compare him to like a monstrous infantry model, like a troll model or an ogre model or something. Just out of curiosity. At some point. Yeah, there's no way the regular kits are getting through that amount of thick armor either. But of course he's not wearing a helmet. Because, you know, nobody wears helmets. Helmets are for suckers. Channeling my inner space wolf, I guess. Anyway, there we go. With that, the battle ends, and Grimgor and his army fails. It looks like we'll be having quite a lot of chasing to do here, a lot of trolls and other units to chase down, but fortunately the Knights Panther are quite adept at doing so. And they should be able to bring down all the trolls, and thus will be able to auto-resolve the remnants of the enemy army. All this anti-large purpose built to fight the orcs definitely worked out here, and I'm pretty happy about it. Alrighty, and Grimgor, we're gonna chase him down, gonna knock him out. Claude Ivan could, but we'll just get the gunners to shoot him in the back instead. There we go. And beautiful. And with that, the battle is over. I'm just gonna speed up through the rest of this. And then we will do our best to chase off a few more units. And it seems like we were able to bring down every troll as well. Man, let's see the damage on... Okay, no, those are the summoned halberdiers. Where are our other units? Ah, right here, the Jin Guard. We have 84 out of 140 units. Actually, not so bad, considering all the enemies that they held for so long. Really not so bad. I would have thought that they would have taken more model losses, but it's less than half. Very nice. And Nud also did pretty great, like when he brought that giant down. Though, obviously, we weren't going to have him duel Grimgor at the current time. He's not ready for that sort of thing. At least not yet. Anyway, there we go. Close victory, and we certainly took some damage, but you know what? I'm not actually sure this was a close victory. We took damage on a few units, but it really wasn't that much, and in terms of HP, perhaps, but certainly not models. I think we're at like 90% efficiency still. Alrighty, a very nice battle if I do say so myself, with some very heroic performances out of several units. Our cannons didn't do all that great at, well, very low damage and damage deltas, gold and kills. They were firing at giants, and that should be pretty ideal for them, as it is difficult to miss a giant, and nonetheless, they didn't really do all that much. As usual, the Hellstorm rockets cleaned house, however, 72k, 46k, and about 1,000 kills between the two of them. And then we have our Knights Panther, who spent the entire battle fighting and got very respectable kills and damage dealt. It looks like the Torlikelm Terrors, the Limburg Nobles, and the Panther's Claws all did very, very well here. And then finally, the MVP of the battle has to go to the Jingard Halberdiers, 21k damage on a halberdier unit, and they held off both the enemy giants and all three of the enemy troll units, held them off, and basically the entire elite blob of the enemy army, plus the Durkit Squigs as well. But all those monsters at the same time, and they still held, so well done to the Jingard. We are going to take the money, 3.5k, very respectable as well. It was very enjoyable, and we didn't even take that much damage. I'm willing to bet that we'll take more damage from auto-resolving this. Now, defeated Grimgor gives us... Ooh, he gives armor-piercing damage. Oh, damn. Well, now I regret not hunting him down with Karl, because we could increase his damage further. I wonder if Grimgor will survive Nud, and if he will, for how long. Hey, another Talisman of Endurance as well. We're gonna have you move up to kill Tsark Mork's Chosen. Mork's chosen to die. And there we go. Hey, 0 losses. Lovely. And we'll take the money again. Beautiful. Are we able to go back into our own territory? Please tell me that we are. Yes, indeed. We can also go into encamp stance, which will heal us more or less to full anyway. Alright, we might as well just stay here then, and then hit Gorger Rock next turn. And beautiful, well done everybody. I don't know whether we'll be holding on to any of these territories, or if we are, how many of them we'll be holding on to. I really don't care for Ice Spear and Blizzard Peak, but they are part of the Saber Mountain territory. We also, yep, we've just met Kolek. And I would like Karl to defeat Kolek as well as Archaon and all the good enemy lords. That would make for a heck of a nice duel. But maybe we'll go around like this with Karl, really depending on how much we need him to deal with Throg and Azazel. We'll see how well they do. Alrighty, anyway, and back to several things we want to do. Now, Nuln is definitely something we want to confederate. In fact, maybe we want Nuln next. I was thinking between Stirland and between Nuln, but the fact is Nuln will give us the Vissenland province, but it will also allow us to complete the Southern Grey Mountains province, especially if we trade for Grimhold, and it will allow us to complete the Southern Sylvania province as well, which I feel like probably has more value than Stirland. Although the good thing about Stirland is it is between a bunch of our other territories, which means all the extra roads will be buffing up a lot of other territories to make more money, so they're both good options. Either way, we're going to go into Electoral Machinations. We're going to take Vissenland, and we're going to increase their fealty to 10. Alrighty, 10 out of 10 now, so hopefully they will offer it next turn. Now, okie dokie, now, who else needs to move? Ah, what a great battle. And Nud is good. Nud is damn good. Kurt Kaldenstrat and Gavin Pfeiffer. Ah, yes, you two. You two have things to do, many things. So, what we want to do here is this. Now, these guys are obviously badly damaged. What we want to nonetheless do is join you, and you into one unit. Or maybe you two. Wait, can we even do that? Who's the most hurt? You two. Can we join you into one? No. What about you two? There we go. Then, we're going to move here. And we're going to take, let's say, you. Then, we're gonna have you summon the next unit of Hawkland Long Rifles. There we go. And we do want to replace all the regular handgunners in this army after all. And then we're gonna move you up to Conquata. Now, Gavin, we'll see how far you can travel here in a second. Yeah, close defeat, we'll see about that. We are going to siege this and prevent them from recruiting anything else. Then, Gavin, if we put you into encamp stance, you are indeed close enough, so we're going to encamp, we're going to put you here. And if Odin Ragnarsson takes Isle of Wights, then he takes it. I don't care. I don't care enough, I should say. I mean, we could put a temporary lord like an Archlector here, like Kurt Lehman, for example. And maybe not the worst idea in the world. Rank 9, eh? Campaign skills. Oh, are you a recruiter? Well, you do have some character skills. You know what, yeah, I'll just put you on the field for now here. And just to prevent this guy attacking. Not that we really care about the place, mind you, but nonetheless. And, oh, well, the Chaos Corruption is going back up. Interesting. But at least we're not suffering attrition right now. And what we want to do is siege. We want to see... Huh, valiant defeat. Interesting. We want to see whether these guys are willing to sally out. I doubt it against two armies. I sincerely doubt it. But maybe they will. And in that light, we probably want to upgrade their points. Let's go for Pistol Corps for you. And then Fireman. Let's start getting you scouting. You have the good stuff, i.e. the piercing bolts and a little bit of all the other good stuff. So scouting, and then trying to move towards improved scrying techniques for you. And then Gavin, who we're definitely keeping around now. We're gonna have to figure out what we want to do for Gavin's army. He may have originally been intended as a helper army, but now he's done well enough that I want to keep him around. So we'll want to get him some state troops or some elites, maybe some borrowed units from one of our allies or something like that. I haven't decided what as yet, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, you're going to get points assigned. You have hold the line, so let's get your rally. You won't benefit from anything higher level like Sharpshooter and Strength of Hardship, but we might as well get them anyway. I doubt you're going to lose... Wait. Taste for battle, Halberdiers. Okay, Halberdiers is taste for battle, good. And then we'll go for Stand Your Ground. Alright, you two looking good. Next up, who else needs to move? There's probably a bunch of admin to do. You know what? There's still probably a bunch of admin, recruitment, buildings to build, and all that sort of stuff, but I think we'll save that for next episode. We won't be able to end the turn right now anyway, so we'll save it for next episode, start with a little bit of admin, and then end the turn as fast as possible, and then hopefully confederate a new faction, as well as get that, well, hopefully this battle, hopefully this battle, if we can make it happen. No, it's per dot. As well, if these guys decide to attack that, and then we shall hopefully, or possibly, find and kill Ikit as well, destroying Clan Scryer for good, completing Estalia, and then starting to move all of these armies out to fight elsewhere. Though we do have to keep in mind that the endgame scenario is going to activate and we will need those armies to defend several locations. Just gotta make sure that we're prepared by the time it arrives. Anyway, stay tuned for more Empire. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.